Hello everyone, it's Nicolette back again with a new build. I am terribly sorry for the 1 day delay on this video and uploading, but I had loads of technical problems last week. I'll tell you about this more later, but let's check into our build today, which is actually going to be 4 Funaya houses. They are Japanese builds again, what a surprise. And they are actually built on the side of the river, and they act as a boathouse / as a townhouse. So let's get into it. Also, I would like to ask, if you do like my video, this one, hit a like. And if you do like all of my videos, or do you enjoy to follow my videos, then please hit subscribe. And if I would have loads of likes under this video, it would really melt my heart, because it was one of the hardest builds until now that I've done. But now let's get back onto the houses. So today we're going to build 4 houses. They are literally terraced and next to each other, but I was trying to create some sort of like personal touches for every single house. So as you can see, today's video is a little bit longer, just about 2 times longer than what I usually upload lately, but that's because it is literally 4 individual houses which I built, plus I have furnished up all 4 houses. So if you don't want to see parts, skip them, but please remain till the end so you can check the walkthrough. So regards these houses, obviously they are standing on this side of the river, so I had to build a front and a rear part as well, equally designed and decorated on the front and the back. So it was quite challenging, to be honest, and I had to cut out quite a bit of the videos as well, because I were struggling. I've decided this time to go with totally different height of roofs, and because I already built the whole house, as from the last video, if you've seen, when I was trying to deal with these different height roofs, the Kyoto Mahiyas, then you would know already that I've managed to delete my roof like 100 times. And I thought this time I'm gonna add the roof later on, so I just left my half walls hanging until the end of the video. But then I was struggling as my whole plot was built up, so I had to start to cancel bits and bobs. But hey, it is all sorted in the end, and I'm quite pleased how the whole thing turned out. So until now, here you can see I'm adding all the windows, and added a little Juliet balcony, adding different roofs and layers so the houses comes to life. And every single house has different windows, different doors, and different colors as well. Roof wise, I've just kept the same, because my inspiration photo was showing the same roof on every single of them. I guess there was not a big choice when they built these houses, and they just wanted to make sure that they are all protected against the rain. So so I think that's that. But definitely the look of the house is the outer design is all different, so I went with really different detailing, so then in the end they look like quite personalized, and I'm really glad how they turned out. So I do not regret a minute what I've spent on this build, but it was definitely a longer one. And what I have done, why it went delayed, okay, so obviously since the full lockdown in UK now, I'm now working in one of my jobs, which takes up a few days of the week. So it does slow down the process when I can build. But one day I turned on my laptop to start to build, and it literally, like, I had screens popping up randomly. I was terrified that I caught some malware or virus. I was scanning and trying to deal with, and after a couple of hours work on the laptop, I have just realized that actually my old gaming mouse, which I inherited from my brother, possibly got broken, and the side buttons could have caused the problem of the popping up windows. They were possibly programmed on different bits. So okay, so that was the first day when I could have not touched the building. Then the second day, I bought a new gaming mouse, nothing fancy. It is literally one of the cheapest with no side buttons, so they cannot break. I usually click instead of using different buttons, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be absolutely fine with it. But it is moving perfectly, nicely, all happy. So I thought, let's get into the build. Yep, that time Sims 4 would not load up at all on my laptop. So it was like half the success because I had the laptop back in life, but still no game. And then after struggling for 45 minutes, I've just decided to shut down the laptop and leave it where it is because I was already really annoyed. It is not just my tech, but like every single other bit in our life is breaking at the minute. Is like we have kettle broken, we have toaster broken, we have our cars due to the garage, and it was just one of these weeks really. And on the third day, when I had a mouse and Sims 4 loaded, then I jumped into the build and carried on because I already started this build like beginning of the last week. But the footage itself, it was, I think it was over 4 or 5 hours. And I have not even recorded every single bit because there were, like, when I'm struggling with the roofs, it was just far too long to record it, and I knew it that the video will be extremely long anyway. So yeah, let's get back onto the building. I'm terribly sorry. I'm just ranting around about my last week, but I'm glad everything back. So on here, as you can see, I've built the river. I've added some bits and bobs to the bottom. You're gonna see that sometimes I'm jumping up and down. I was trying to add some flower bits as well as just the green grasses, but they looked quite like not really nice from the up. So I've managed, like, I've decided to just delete them and then go onwards. And as you can see, like as you were able to see it, I've learned a new technique. It is literally to do with the terrain tools, and I really wanted to incorporate it. So, like, I did not wanted the houses just to sit around. So I definitely wanted to mention one of my newer same social partner. I don't know how to call it, but he is amazing. If you look up on Twitter, if you can look up, or even here in YouTube, if you look up Sims Grand Design, and I'm gonna link him into this video because he has amazing tutorials. So as you can see, I've used this terrain tutorial around the house to blend the house in, because obviously grass would not stay absolutely perfectly neatly green around the houses. Plus I've shadowed down next around my footpaths and around the river as well, because again nothing would stay like really neatly green around all the human builds, I guess. So yeah, but I definitely will link in his video in here, so please make sure you, if you are about to build, or if you want to learn new tricks and bits and bobs, then please make sure you do check his videos. It literally feels like if you would pop into the uni for a lesson, and he explains everything really detailed, really easy way, so you can follow his tutorials extremely easy and make your builds come to life more than ever. So back on here, I'm on the street front now, like the front, yeah, and added teeny bits and bobs, as I've decided that the second house from the left will have a little pub inside. Literally it's I'm sorry. So these houses, these Funaya houses, and the whole village, it is based not too far from Kyoto, I believe. And these houses even had the local pub in them. They had fishmongery, they had grocery shops and everything. So again, pointing back to my Kyoto Mahiya townhouses as they had their shop front, these houses for me, they do feel the same, and this time I've managed to hit the point of making them tiny enough and not ending up with huge empty spaces. So you're gonna see that these houses are rather jammed. They are a little bit smaller, and I had to pack them fully. However, I still kept the Japanese minimalism around the houses, so I have not jam-packed them with furniture, but the kitchens feel really tiny. And even in this house, which has the pub now, as you can see, like I've decorated up the pub to make sure that it has all the bits and bobs around. That house ended up with so tiny kitchen that I had to put the dining table outside, which I think again in Asia, as I said so many times, I never been in Japan, but I would love to go once. But I've been in Thailand, and they have their dining tables outside sometimes. So I think in Asian countries, if it is not a far too cold area, then you would have things outside and outside as well. It is not that extreme that you need to keep everything in a house, even it's a rainy country. And but they are still, like, I think they are a lot closer to the natural things. So yeah, that's what I made, just to make sure that the kitchen fits. And on here I've now jumped onto the first house. Now in the houses, again, they are decorated fully differently. There is a standard house, the second one with the tiny pub inside. You're gonna see it is a little bit packed with boxes, jars, everything, as they are focusing on selling their their meals, etc. They are not quite focusing on the design of the house, so they do have a little bit more clutter. And the third one will be a little bit poorer owner with lots of art around, and the fourth one will be a little bit like richer, a little bit high-fashioned version of the homes. But again, I was excited to create something different and have individual houses with individual personality in them. Uh, so yeah, they look totally different, but that's how I want it, really. So on here, as you can see, I'm about to finish up the first house. Then I jumped across to the second one, into the tiny kitchen which I just mentioned, and I'm trying to fit in the table, but it did not fit next to the stairs, because I had to turn the stairs to be able to get the stairs into that home. I was not about to use ladders. I know I could have used ladders and then fit everything in, but I don't think in these houses you would have ladders at all. So I've just stayed with the staircases. And also what I read about these Funaya houses, like they literally were operating like the bottom layer was the boathouse, and then on the higher level, like on a higher flight, they would have the living space. So I was directed to like just keep it as it is. And then upstairs I'm adding the bathroom and like like a few houses, like there was one house where I'm adding a little desk, etc., but the rest of the houses, they usually just have a small living space and a bedroom. Obviously, like, I don't know, guys, if you know that in Japan, like, even if they have separate rooms, they don't necessarily have their beds out for the whole day, as they are using the futon beds, which ones are just folding away, and they usually had a wardrobe to stick it in. I think it is until now. There are quite, like, that's how they managing in a small spaces. Not the morphe beds, which can kill your Sims, but these futons, which can be just fold up, put away, and then you carry on with your whole daily life. As usually during the day you don't really need the bed, do you? Unless you are someone who just remains in a bed and watch TV from there, but otherwise you should be okay. And then you can just sit on the floor. I think that's how they worked out their simplicity, and that's how they managed to live in tiny spaces, such as, like, if you look up a video about Tokyo's tiny flats where you hardly can squeeze yourself in, and they have everything in a home. So even here, I felt still spacious like to furniture and design up these houses. But obviously in Sims you don't have a futon bed which you can just tie up and put away. So that's what it is. But I feel first with these homes that they are actually looking a little bit closer to the idea of what I was trying to bring in. So on here I am almost on the last home. Like, here you can see that this is the little bit poorer house with just like handmade stuff. Even the easel is a bit grungy, and I have the violin, which is just handmade, and cracks on the wall. So in my idea, this house owner was rather in the arts and did not really care about the rest of the house, and possibly did not even earn enough to buy new things. And then obviously when you are jam-packed with arts, then it is a harder thing to get them off and then have your walls repaired. So that was my feeling. Like, I do really love to imagine the people in the home who lives in the home. So that helps me with selecting the decoration on all the homes. So now we are on the last house. Sorry, I was rushing. So this is the last home, which is a bit richer than the others. It has more comfort. And in this house I have changed it up because I moved the bathroom downstairs instead of having it upstairs. So I've ended up with 2 bedrooms on the higher level. But in here I have the bedroom, like high quality finishes and proper like marble sink, etc. So you can see that this is a higher end home. Even from the outside I was trying to reflect it, because they have well made doors and matching windows around, not just like whatever came. So in the kitchen I've used, now I've just purchased not too far back the magic part of Sims 4. I can't remember the exact name of it, sorry. But I do love the build parts, and I thought I can incorporate the cooker in it and not just keep using the Japanese ones which I've downloaded. So yeah, then upstairs I'm using my only one Asian bed. I was already like having a chat on Twitter that I just it was actually in Discord for the Sims 4 build group, that I can't get hold on to futon beds any longer. I've used them in my previous videos, but with the last update and patches, they all got broken. I was trying to use them in this house, but no, they just disappear after I'm placing them, and I don't have the patience of logging in and out to see whether they do appear or not. So I just had to go with simple, like modern futon beds instead of the real ones. So in here you can see my trick how I'm adding the roof, the different height roof. So I build a small room and then a room on the top and a room on the top, and put the roof, delete the bottom roofs and keep just the room which holds the roof, and then you can move the height, like you can adjust the height. But then you need to move the roof all the way away from this extra room, and then you can put it on the house itself. It is really tricky, and it stopped to work after I've placed the second roof. So what's missing from the video is that I had to delete the half of the pool, aka the river, as you can see on here that it has a different side to it. So that was the area which I had to delete and then pull all the roofs on the houses. But as you can see, now all the houses have roofs, different heights, so I am really pleased with it, how it turned out. And then let me welcome you into all 4 houses. Please follow up the video and check how they turned out. And if you are still here, please make sure you do hit like and subscribe today. And I wish you the best and the safest and the sunniest day today. Bye!